Good morning, and thank you for allowing us this time to tell you about our 2021 Summer Youth Employment Program. I say our because it was truly a team effort from beginning to end. Everyone that was involved with this program took ownership and did their very best to make this an amazing program. Our last program was done in the summer of 2019. The plan was to complete the Building the Workforce of Tomorrow Summer Youth Program in 2020, but unfortunately, COVID-19 prevented that from occurring. In 2021, we were determined to do whatever was necessary to bring this program back to our community. Thus, the concept of Building the Workforce of Tomorrow 2 was born. Our goal for the Summer Youth Program every year is to reduce welfare dependency through the promotion of employment of 14 to 18-year-old dependent children of economically disadvantaged families. So how do we accomplish that goal, you might ask? This year, we created a 3-week program that would allow students to develop and practice employment readiness and interpersonal workplace skills. We allowed them to prepare for and implement an immediate attachment to the workforce through the work experience placement. And it allowed them to be exposed to a variety of employers, educational providers, and various activities to further increase interpersonal communication and form a greater connection to the local labor market. We had 3 locations throughout Okaloosa and Walton counties. This included locations at Emerald Coast Technical College in DeFuniak Springs, the SHU Educational Foundation in Crestview, and the SHU Educational Foundation in Fort Walton Beach. Now, before we delve too deep into the program itself, we also wanted to mention that this program would not have been possible without all of the donors and volunteers that helped us. This is a small sample of the donors and volunteers that assisted us this year, but there were so many more. Just as an example, the Matrix Community Outreach Center provided all the meals for our DeFuniak Springs campus. However, they didn't do this alone. They recruited other organizations throughout DeFuniak Springs, including the Rotary Club, Kiwanis Club, local businesses, and church organizations to help in providing that food. We know that there were so many people that helped behind the scenes that if we took time to thank them all, we would be talking all day. But back to the program. There are 4 main components that make up the program. These 4 components are employment readiness workshops, certifications, work experiences, and employer presentations. As part of the first component of the program, the employment readiness workshops, we worked with the students on things such as team building. We focused on the importance of business etiquette and professional appearance. We used tools such as Optimal Resume, Kahoot, and Career Edge to engage the students. With Optimal Resume, we were able to guide the students through a step-by-step process on how to create a professional and engaging resume. We used Kahoot to allow the participants, using their smart devices, to engage in fun but educational quizzes. We used Career Edge to stir short but insightful conversations on topics like effective communication, time management, and goal setting. We also taught the students a range of interview skills and allowed them to practice these skills through mock interviews. The second component of the program was the certifications. During the course of the program, our participants received both Safe Staff Food Handler certifications, as well as CPR, AED, and First Aid certifications. As you can see, the students really got into the CPR training, so they all got a little shy when they realized just how hard they had to hit that poor baby. The third component of the program was focused on allowing the students to experience what it's like to have a real job. Now I'm going to give you a little memory game just like I did with my students. I want you all to take a look at the picture on the bottom right corner. This is one of our students from DeFuniak Springs named Anna. I want you all to remember Anna because she was going to become a part of the story later in the presentation. We had a total of 27 employers throughout Okaloosa and Walton County that participated with us this year. Our participants were able to work in a vast array of fields, including traditional offices, automotive dealerships, governmental and law enforcement offices, print shops, commercial kitchens, nonprofits, and so many more. Not only did our participants often state that this was their favorite part of the program, but the employers said they wished they could keep them forever. The last component of the program was our employer and guest speaker presentations. We had speakers from the Okaloosa County Sheriff's Office, Fort Walton Beach Medical Center, and Okaloosa Technical College, as well as having Carolyn Dixon come in to speak to the students as a financial advisor and explain the importance of a good financial plan. These are just a few of the comments we received from the work sites about our students. Now, as you review these statements, I want to tell you a little story. Everyone remember that student I mentioned just a little while ago? Well, while I was out checking out on my students in DeFuniak, I stopped in to check on Anna. We talked for a few moments and I could tell something was wrong. I inquired if everything was okay, and she said, "Can you please take me from here?" Now, she said it with a slight smile and obvious sarcasm. I asked her if she was not enjoying her work experience, and she said, "No, not really." She said she wasn't really enjoying the work that she was assigned to. I was disheartened, but I told her to keep her chin up and remember, it's almost over. As I was leaving the office, her supervisor pulled me to the side and said, "I wanted to talk to you about Anna." To say I was worried was an understatement. But what happened next made me happier than I can ever explain. You see that first quote there about the participant being an amazing, polite, respectful, quick to do whatever we asked of her? The one that says it's a breath of fresh air to see someone from that generation act in such a way? Yep, you guessed it. That was what Anna's supervisor told me that day. We use this as an example for the rest of the program because even though Anna had gotten a job she didn't like, she was still a professional. We were able to explain to the students that in life sometimes we must do the jobs we don't want to do. However, even in those times, we can still be a professional and can still gain an amazing reference for the future. Now, even with that in mind, we still spoke to our students afterwards. Once the program was completed, we sent out a survey and asked them for their thoughts on how the program went in their eyes. These were just a few snippets of the ideas and thoughts that we received from our students. As you can tell, it was a resounding success. So to wrap it all up, what was the end result of the program? Because ultimately that's what's important. In the end, we completed a 3-week program, which 45 of the 46 students completed. Unfortunately, we had one participant who became ill at the beginning of the program and was unable to continue with us. We engaged the students with employment readiness workshops, team building exercises, work experiences, resume preparation, and interviewing skills. Every program graduate received the following: a certificate of program completion, a resume outlining their work experience, a Safe Staff Food Handler certificate, a CPR AED Basic First Aid certificate, a Google Chromebook, a Career Source backpack, a weekly participation incentive, and an excellent experience with great memories. At long last, we have gone on long enough, but I assure you we could talk all day about this program because this was our baby. For 3 months, we nurtured it and watched it grow into something that was successful beyond our wildest expectations. We thank you for your time, and we are happy to answer any questions you may have.